So we put ourselves in a really good position heading into these last 4 games. Um, if you want to look at it that way. It gets to the time of the year where you start looking at the math. And I think our net right now is like 24 or something like that, with 4 games left, 2 on the road against our arch rivals, Georgia and Alabama, and 2 at home against, 2 top 25 teams, certainly a top, maybe a top 5, top 10 team in Tennessee. So we put ourselves in position to play our way in or out of whatever it is that's going to be. What more can you ask for, right? At the same time, you look at the quality of the opponents and you look at how we're playing, and or you look at some of our injuries, and we got to play this thing out and see what we can do. I would much rather be in a position where there are opponents on our schedule that give us the opportunity to move the needle one way or the other. We've had success at Georgia. Last year we were able to win over there, which was big for Auburn. And now we've won 3 in a row against Georgia, which is again, I think, pretty rare, with an opportunity to win 4 in a row. Georgia, like the teams at the bottom of our league, whether it be Vanderbilt or Texas A&M or Missouri, are all alive and well. They are fully engaged. They all know that they're good enough to beat anybody on any given Sunday, so to speak. I mean, Vanderbilt hasn't won an SEC game, and they really could have, should have beaten Tennessee when they played them at Vanderbilt. They had a 6-point lead with a minute and a half left to go in the game. That's top to bottom. And that's just been the kind of year it's been. The last 3 games for Georgia, they've lost in a last possession game to LSU, who sits at the top of our league. They lost on the free throw line against Mississippi State by 1 in the last second play. And they lost by 1 at Ole Miss. So throw out Georgia's record right now, they're a pretty good basketball team. Like I said when I had to answer questions about Arkansas, I think Georgia's record has a lot more to do with the quality of the league than it does Georgia's roster. Georgia has a talented roster. They've got a very talented head coach that's brought energy and confidence that they're going to be able to get the program back to a point where they're able to compete for championships and play in the NCAA tournament. So there's a lot of good things going on. Georgia is, I think, 4th right now in the league in attendance, the percentage of attendance, right behind Kentucky, Florida, Auburn, and then Georgia. So Tom Crean has revitalized that program. So we got our hands full. Austin Wiley is doubtful for the game on Wednesday, and so that's we've had more than anything. I feel for Austin. He didn't re-injure his lower leg. He just aggravated it with a tough landing. So in coming back from the injury, he's running and he's playing and he's jumping and he's landing. But at Kentucky, it was probably the first time he landed on one leg, awkwardly, 260 pounds, and probably the force of that landing could be doubled based on, just the aerodynamics of it. And he felt it. We had everything x-rayed and examined and MRI'd, and there's no new damage. But because he did feel it, there's a little bit more inflammation and a little more pain, and just feel like until that calms down, we should sit him out. So our expectation is he won't play at Georgia, but that's still to be determined.
Is there any concern that it could be a long-term thing that we might not be back for the rest of the season?
Well, I think it's been, to use your words, long term. He's been going through it all season long. No, I think this is something he'll be able to come back from. It's just that we need to let it calm down and see how it progresses over the next week or so.
What was the emotional response from the team following that Kentucky loss?
I think we were all disappointed because we really felt. I thought our mindset going there was we were in a good place. We've had our back up against the wall a couple times this year. We had our back up against the wall. We were 2-4. We came home and won 3 straight. I sort of felt like when we are going on the road to Vanderbilt, a place that they hadn't lost yet. People are talking about whether or not we can win on the road. So we go to Vanderbilt, we win on the road, we come home, we beat a good Arkansas team, by 3 touchdowns or so, and feel a little bit better about ourselves. We're starting to get a little healthier, and then we go up to Kentucky and get dominated. Kentucky played really well. Kentucky has a Player of the Year candidate and P.J. Washington, who matched up against Chuma Okeke, who arguably is playing as well as anybody on our basketball team this season, when you look at offense and defense and the whole picture. And maybe got the better of him, but didn't dominate the position, but maybe got the better of him. Well, that's going to happen when you play against Player of the Year candidate. And then Ashton Hagans is a Naismith Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Might be the best defensive guard in the country. And he matches up with Jared. Well, Jared and Chuma are arguably two MVP type candidates for us. And it's a tough matchup. Jared can't get open. We can't screen him. We can't screen him in ball screens. We can't get through different things, and so it's tough. But I told the team, we're down 7 with 1:30 to go in the first half. It's 38-31. Hadn't played great. We're still right there. So I'm always a glass half full type person. At the same time, there are probably 4 NBA players out there for Kentucky. 4 legitimate NBA players, and who played very, very well. So our guys are. We were disappointed, and just a little shook because there was a difference. There was a difference, and sometimes you line up out there and there's a difference. We got to close that gap. We got to find a way to try to close that gap.
With 2 road games still remaining against Georgia and Alabama, and obviously the SEC tournament, obviously there's a lot of built-in importance to those games as it is, but considering the team has struggled away from home, and considering the goals to play well in the NCAA tournament, how important is it for you guys to play well away from Auburn Arena, knowing that the NCAA tournament doesn't take place in Auburn?
We've won on neutral sites. We won in Maui. Our wins in Maui. Arizona, is going to finish in the middle of the Pac-12. Xavier is making a run right now to make the tournament. We're not surprised at all. That's a quality team. Coach Steele's done a really good job keeping his locker room, and they could get in. We beat UAB up in Birmingham away from Auburn Arena. We've beaten Texas A&M, which is now a quadrant 1 win on the road. So yeah, we played better at home. There's no question about it. But I think for us, again, with 2 rival opponents, certainly Alabama's in the running for, being able to make the tournament. We're going to have to start playing better basketball in order to win any one of the 4 games, at home or on the road. And that's what you're trying to do at the end of the year. We certainly saw a glimpse of it against Arkansas. We didn't see it against Kentucky, and we'll see what Georgia brings. We'll see what Mississippi State brings.
You talked about a difference between you and Kentucky. Were you surprised by it, that it was such a significant difference, or that there is kind of a difference between maybe the first team and the best team in the league?
I was a little. We were because we played them closer the first time, and So it was, again, we were disappointed that we weren't able to step up.
You said earlier this year when you beat Georgia here, that just beating Georgia is very important for this program, especially within your first-year coach. How important is it to beat Georgia, get on the four-game winning streak against them?
Well, we recruit in Georgia. Atlanta's a great base for us. Georgia just recently got a commitment from one of the top 2 or 3 players in the country. So Coach Crean is going to start building a fence around that state, making it more difficult for us to be able to go in there. But Auburn's always going to be able to go to Georgia in all sports and be able to get good players. And because we've done a great job with our Georgia kids, they've graduated, they've gone on, they've done well. So from that standpoint, it's an important game. It's an important game because it's our rival. And it's an important game if we're going to try and maintain the numbers we have right now in the net. Georgia, right now they're 111 in the net. Mississippi State's in the 30s somewhere. Tennessee's in the, inside of 10. Alabama's probably in the mid-50s. So the Georgia number would be a number that you'd like to try to avoid a loss against the number 111.
Your cats from Georgia played pretty well against Georgia lately. You sense they're ready to take this game very seriously?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Again, one of the things that we do focus on a lot, and I use it as a, sort of that chip on his shoulder. Okay, our Georgia kids aren't here because Georgia wanted them. Georgia wanted Chuma for sure, but they didn't recruit Jared. They didn't recruit Bryce. They didn't recruit Anthony. They didn't recruit Malik. Who am I missing? I guess Chuma was to be the 5th Georgia player. And so, and they took other Georgia kids over those kids. And so, yeah, it would be like an Alabama kid or a kid from LA at Georgia that I didn't recruit, and because I didn't think they were good enough. And so, yeah, definitely, there's always that motivation for our players.